Hey guys, welcome to another quick video. So today I just wanted to show you very briefly the difference between the bezel action, which I think is actually quite important to a lot of us watch dudes, isn't it? The difference between the bezel action on two very similar, I guess, vintage Amigas, and I just found this quite interesting to just talk about why they're so different. So here we have, as you can see, a 2254.50. This is a Seamaster from about the early 2000s. I think this one's about 2002. And here I have my Amiga Seamaster Planet Ocean 2208.50. So both of these watches are of very, very similar eras. The watch on the right here, the 2254.5, has a depth rating of 300 meters. The one on the left, the Planet Ocean, this is a 2005 watch, so very, very similar vintage. This has a 600 meter depth rating. So of course the Planet Ocean is from a specification perspective is designed to go a lot deeper. Now I'm just going to show you the difference. I don't know if I can, oh yeah, I can do it this way, look, with the NATO. So you can see the difference in the thickness there. The Seamaster is considerably thinner than the Planet Ocean, and that of course is because the Planet Ocean's got an awful lot more material, particularly around the crystal and around the case back, to enable it to have those thick seals in it to give it the extra depth rating. And as you can see here, I've got the Seamaster on the NATO, which I'm really enjoying at the moment on the NATO. Excuse if you can hear in the background there's a tui, which is a native New Zealand bird, right above my head in the tree above me, and he's decided that now's a good time to start singing, so I do apologise if you can hear that in the background. It's a lovely sight. It's lovely actually. He's just distracting me from trying to talk about watches, but I'll carry on. This is just a one-take video just to show you the difference more than anything in the bezel action. So bezel action is really important, of course. Now, of course, with a 600 meter depth rating on this Planet Ocean, if you are going to take this diving, you're going to need the bezel to obviously, to work for you so that you can time your dive, but you're also going to need it to stay in place, of course, because once you're diving, so let's say you're 30, 50 meters underwater, which I think is about as far as you can go when you're just breathing with normal oxygen. You're going to need this bezel to obviously sit in the right place and stay there. So let's say I'm just going for my dive now at 18 minutes past 3, so I'll set my bezel there. And I've got about 15 to 20 minutes worth of oxygen. I need to know that this bezel is going to stay in place. Now my concern with this particular bezel, and it's not just this particular example of a Planet Ocean, it's all Planet Oceans, and I've also seen this in even the new Planet Oceans. The very new ones that if you walk into your Amiga boutique and they want 12, 15 grand for, you'll see this as well. The bezel turns really, really easily. So if I was a diver, and I know people like to show off about the fact that they go diving with their Rolexes and diving with their Amigas, I'm pretty certain they don't go diving with just this as their main tool as a dive watch, because if I was a diver, I would not be trusting this bezel to stay in one place, because if I knock this, just give it a touch. Look at how easy I can move this bezel with my index finger. I'd not trust that if I was diving. However, let's have a look at the 2254.5. So this has got a lower depth rating, but of course it's still perfectly adequate for diving, for saturation diving. Let's say down to 30 to, not saturation diving, oxygen diving down to 30 to 50 meters. This I cannot turn this bezel with my index finger. It doesn't want to move. Now this has actually been a bit of a complaint with a lot of enthusiasts. It's, the bezel's really hard to turn. It's got this horrible scalloped bezel and it's really difficult to turn. Well, look, I'm going to argue with you guys here. If you want to go diving with a dive watch, you don't want the bezel to be easy to turn. You want it to be turnable, but not easy. So with this one, I need to use both my finger and my thumb. And it turns perfectly well. And it's very, very precise as well, in terms of you really can feel every single click on this bezel. It's really nice and tactile, this bezel. I absolutely love it. A lot more than actually I do the Planet Ocean. So I can set this, I'm just about to jump in for my dive. I've set the bezel and I know that this isn't going to move by accident. I really do need to get finger and thumb around it to get this bezel moving for me. So just a little tip, guys, if you want to go diving with your watch and you want it to be the only tool that you're going to use to go diving, don't take a Planet Ocean. It's going to let you down. That bezel, just for me, that turns way, way, way too easy. I thoroughly recommend And I know Pierce Brosnan would join me on this, and as you all know, Pierce Brosnan is a very well-known UK spy. He would wear this too if he were to go diving, because he knows he's not going to suddenly find that he's running out of oxygen because he's accidentally turned his bezel. So there you go, guys, just a little bit of, words to the wise, really. I know that you all appreciate this anyway, but I just thought I'd shoot a quick video just to highlight it. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.